So, Rosemary, how was your Thanksgiving?
Fine, I guess.
What did you eat?
Why are you asking me that? It's also April.
Just try to make conversation. Small talk with my co-host before we part ways for all eternity.
Okay, ham, mashed potatoes, and gravy, corn, and green beans.
Ham, you say? Any other forms of protein? Perhaps something of the poultry variety?
No, that would be ridiculous. Obviously, I ate a miniature donkey, just like everyone else during Thanksgiving. Wait a minute.
Problem, Rosemary?
There is no way.
What?
Cut to the intro. I need to check on something.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Season 21 finale of The Real Deal, Ball State's premier entertainment news network. I'm your host, Dawson.
And I'm Rosemary. And for once, I actually have some news to deliver on this news show.
Oh, and what would that be?
Dawson is a time traveler who sabotaged Thanksgiving out of spite.
Rosemary, I am shocked and appalled that you would say that of me. I mean, are you suggesting that I went back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkey off the menu?
Yes, I am. Even more, I think you replaced turkey with miniature donkey because you're still sour about last week.
That is absurd. Do you have any evidence to back up these claims?
How about the fact that I now have a news show called Turkey News?
A mere coincidence.
I think not. You always hated that people had turkey on Thanksgiving, so you used the money you got from your brand deal with Snake Enterprises to fund the building of a time machine.
Also, that I could go back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkey off the menu?
Precisely.
Well, too bad. Not like you can do anything about it now.
We'll see about that. Cut to the first segment.
Today is a sad day here in the UML. Today's the day I, Mr. Dill Pickle, retire from the Real Deal, effective immediately. I know I've been kind of a big deal around here, but with that being said, I've enjoyed the few episodes that I've been in this year. In retirement, I plan on traveling and being with my own kind. Yes, with my own kind. What can I say? We like to spice things up a bit, even though my plan on traveling hasn't been thought out thoroughly because, again, I am a pickle and I apparently can't enjoy the sun for too long, whatever that means. But before I say my final goodbyes, I think the people at the UML would like me to say one thing from the Little Rascals, which is, I have two pickles, I have two pickles, I have two pickles today, hey, hey. With that being said, I think it's time for me to enjoy my retirement and say Mr. Dill Pickle out for the last time and say what a pickle this year has been here at the Real Deal.
So, Dawson, how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving? Like the one from last November?
Yeah. Eat any good meats?
Oh, yeah, I had some snakes, as is customary during Thanksgiving. Oh my God, you didn't.
I did.
You went back in time to the first Thanksgiving.
Yes. Now, would you quit saying that?
Well, I can just change it right back after the next segment.
No, you can't. I broke the time machine.
You what?
I broke it. No more time travel. You're gonna have to eat snake every Thanksgiving and give turkey news from now on.
Rosemary, you can't do that to me. Do you have any idea what this means?
That I win.
No, just cut to the next segment. I have to check some things out.
Greetings, dudes, dudettes, and those of unspecified gender. I have returned. And even better, I returned with yet another random endorsement of a mildly obscure subject. Well, sort of. I'm not endorsing this product, I'm just telling you it exists because I think it's funny. So, Robert A. Heinlein. He falls under many labels. Author, visionary, die-hard libertarian. Hell, he was even an aeronautical engineer for a spell. My point is, the man wore a lot of hats throughout his life. But today, I want to focus on that first one. the author. More specifically, I want to focus on his science fiction novel, Stranger in a Strange Land, written in 1961. Remember that part. Stranger in a Strange Land tells the story of a human named Valentine Michael Smith that was born and raised on Mars by Martians before returning to Earth as a young adult and having to face the evil political machinations of all the super governments and religions that control the world. It's a thrilling novel about human nature, religion, spirituality, and the dangers of late-stage capitalism. And then in the third act, he starts a sex cult to teach people Martian enlightenment. No, I am not kidding. At around the end of the second act, Michael figures out that he can teach people about Martian enlightenment, language, culture, and religion by doing the no pants dance with them. Plus, they get freaky psychic powers and the ability to make people pop out of existence whenever they want. Yeah, this book gets weird. And I haven't gotten to the author's self-insert that goes out of their way to explain that love is free and beautiful and should never be limited, unless it's gay. Again, I am not joking. That is in the book. If that wasn't enough, at the book's finale, it's revealed that Martian Michael is actually the reincarnation of Archangel Michael from the Bible. Yeah, I don't know what drugs Heinlein was on, but oh boy, is this book a trip. And if I had to guess, I would say all of them. That's just me. Anyway, that's got to do it for this segment. I'm going to go rinse my eyes out with a window cleaner so that I can not have to read that book ever again. Later, dogs.
Everything all right, Snake Boy? Or should I say, Snake Eater Boy?
As a matter of fact, no, it's not. I lost my contract with Snake Enterprises. John T. Snakesworth has blacklisted me from everything he slithered his way into. The Galactic Trade Federation, the Wizards of Winterhold, Germany. I've lost it all. Because of you.
Because of me.
Yes, because of you. Because of your shenanigans, tomfoolery, and mischief, I have lost my job with Snake Enterprises. I'm ruined, and it's all your fault.
My fault? You're the one that time traveled first. I was just getting back at you for sabotaging me.
You're lying. I know it.
Do you have any evidence to back that up?
My evidence is that I made it up, and I believe it. You are a fiend, Queen Don.
Do not call me that ever again. No.
Sorry, I guess I went a little too far there. Surely we can come to an understanding on this.
Well, it is time for the next segment. Why don't we try and hash things out while it plays?
Hi, Real Dealers. Today is the last episode of the semester, so this is going to be a special segment. And not only is it special, it's going to be my best segment yet. Why is that, you probably didn't bother to ask? Well, I decided that I'm going to stray away from my usual musical subject matter and talk about something else. And it isn't even because I'm avoiding talking about the new Taylor Swift album. No. Today, we will simply be recapping all of my favorite moments over this past year here at Ball State. Since this was my first year of college, it took a lot of getting used to. So much, in fact, that I think my mind just blocked out most of the first semester because of my mental health struggles. But I do remember some things, like the Real Deal audition, where I met the crew and talent for the first time. I remember being extremely nervous, trying to make a strong impression, only for me to later figure out that this crew is basically just one friend group, and I didn't really need to worry a ton about looking professional. Speaking of unprofessional, I also remember skipping a whole lot of classes last semester. Do not recommend. I also remember filming and creating several projects in my media classes and the friends I made along the way. Even Seth. And who could forget the Real Deal movie night where I watched Over the Hedge for the first time since I was like 5 and had to leave the room for 30 minutes to call my mom. Or when a tornado landed in Muncie and everyone had to take shelter. Or the amazing eclipse that I watched while listening to Lil B. Thank you, Based God. This past year has been perhaps the most eventful of my entire life, and I've grown an unbelievable amount over that time. Before I go, thanks to the Real Deal crew for not only giving me a platform to talk about my passion for music, but for giving me a place to fit in and making my transition to college life a little bit more tolerable. I'm super excited to see what next year and next season of Real Deal has in store for us. Until then, take care, Real Dealers.
All right, so just to make sure I have everything right, what I'm supposed to do after this episode is over is contact Snake Enterprises to make another time machine so that we can go back in time and put turkey back on the menu?
Thus restoring my new show and your relationship with John T. Snakesworth. That way, you can get back to doing your brand deal with Snake News.
Sounds good to me.
What was the brand for? Like, what are you advertising?
A liquor called Snake Juice. It's Snake Enterprises' latest product.
What does it taste like?
Kind of like a hellish mix between bleach and rat poison.
Oh my god, why would anyone drink that?
Well, after the first couple sips, all your taste buds are burned away, so you won't notice how bad it is. Plus, it makes everything around you like a blurry rainbow.
That sounds horrible.
Oh, it is. It was really difficult driving here while drinking it.
You what? Dawson, you cannot endorse that.
Sure I can. I just have to surrender my morals. It's what got John T. Snakesworth to be so successful.
Then maybe John T. Snakesworth isn't such a good influence. Maybe you should stop doing business with him.
You know what, Gracie?
Rosemary.
After this, I'm done with Snake Enterprises. This will be my farewell to Snake News, and you know what? I think I'm even going to be a whistleblower for all the time travel stuff we did. It's got to be as illegal as this snake juice stuff is. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome back to Snake News. Today on Snake News, a preemptive strike and our grand finale. John T. Snakesworth, philanthropist or criminal? Over the years, John T. Snakesworth has spent a lot of money, but contrary to popular belief, most of it was spent illegally. For the past 46 years, John T. Snakesworth has been committing tax fraud. John T. Snakesworth regularly assists the Russian mafia in smuggling crocodile into the United States. In 1997, John T. Snakesworth killed 7 people in Ontario, Canada with a garbage truck and has been bribing police to avoid arrest. John T. Snakesworth was responsible for the can opener incident during Cindy's party last Saturday, and he has perpetuated the debacle. From this moment on, Snake News is officially cutting ties with Snake Enterprises and dissolving. We will journey forth on our crusade to oversee the downfall of the Snakesworth empire as Rat News. Mongoose News was taken. And danach siegen Ratten über die Busen. That's all the time we have for today. Remember to tune back in for more updates on rat or non-rat related subjects. This has been Dawson on Rat News, signing off. Have a nice rat.
Since it's the final words, we're done being documented every week. I am sad about it, as much as I'm ready to pass on the torch to another set of hosts that get to read the script straight from Seth every week. However, I realized my life will continue to be documented regardless. For one, I have my diary. I made freshman year predictions in there, so I'm excited to see how wrong I was. Pretty sure earning the title of Queen Donker was not on there. Second, I have a note in my notes app where I write down the times I've laughed really hard. My favorite, most recently, was the time a couple weeks ago that I took a trip to Frankie D's flea market. Favorite place, by the way. 2 things being sold were gigantic boxes of almonds and an Olaf piñata, each being sold for $5. The almonds were marked down from $20, which I thought was a steal, but turns out they were apple cider vinegar flavored and also expired in June. But anyway, what I had to do was obvious, and my friends and I spent the rest of the day cracking up while funneling rancid almonds into Olaf's ass. So that has its well-earned spot in my notes app. Another note that I have is where I write down all my dreams. That one is password protected. I was trying to look for a funny one to talk about, but instead I found a pattern. This semester alone, I've had at least 5 dreams where I clench my teeth too hard and they all crumble out of my mouth. Not really sure if that's just stress or maybe some foreshadowing, but if you see me next year a little extra gummy, you know what happened. Either way, I will live on with the spirit of the real deal every single day. Thank you for this year as your host, and have a great summer.
Thank you all for watching us this season. That's going to do it for this week's episode and for the rest of the semester.
If you'd like to catch us during the Season 22 premiere, then keep your eye out for us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rosemary.
And I'm Dawson. Thanks for watching.